What is going on, guys? Paul Ryan back at it again. I hope everybody's having a good night. Wanted to talk a little bit about some injury updates for the Cowboys. They did activate Brandon Cooks, who I don't know how much help he'll be on Thursday, but nice to have him back. Maybe he could do a little something, at least get some meaningful playing time these last few games. And like I talked about a couple of nights ago, potentially him coming back for 2025. But as they activate Brandon Cooks, they put two more players on the IR: rookie cornerback Kalen Carson and swing tackle Austin Richards, both being placed on IR. I shouldn't say those are significant losses, but a guy like Carson, man, so much hype, if you want to call it that, him in this offseason, especially after week one, seeing what he was able to do against the Browns. Pretty excited for him this season. And of course, things again for the season started to kind of unravel for this team, and he started not to play as well. Not his biggest issue, I would like to think, is him missing tackles, not making tackles, but then he's dealing with an injury, and now his season is likely over, being placed on IR. But just it would have been nice to see him again finish this year strong. I'd say that is a hit for this defense, but now we get to see a little bit more Josh Butler, which is kind of like a nice comeback story. And my guy, my original, my first and only pet cat, Israel McQuamu, getting some more playing time, hopefully this season. And another guy who I thought might show something this year hasn't had that much playing time. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he can do enough to earn himself a potential deal to stay here in Dallas. Um, yeah, but that's just kind of the story of the season, man. Injuries, injuries, injuries. I did also see, I didn't realize this, but Cooper Rush, who was dealing with something, and I don't know if it was how serious it is. I didn't get a lot of information. Didn't seem like it was serious enough for him to be potentially miss this game. But Cooper Rush dealing with something. And earlier today, I saw that CeeDee Lamb in a press conference, was talking about how he's been playing banged up. I know that he got injured during I believe it was the Atlanta Falcons game, him hurting his shoulder. He's been playing through that. But I like what he said, saying that even though he's playing hurt, he wants to be out there for his guys. He's not hurt enough to not play, and still playing, playing for a lot. I know that the season, as far as playing for the playoffs and obviously the Super Bowl, is over with. But it's nice to see him not using his injury as an excuse to take the rest of the year off, especially after signing a big contract. I think that wouldn't be a bad look on CD. While I think it'd be an understandable, right? I'd rather him be 100% healthy for 2025 as opposed to potentially doing any more harm to his shoulder this year, playing in what are likely meaningless games. But again, shout out to him just for being tough and wanting to be with his guys and wanting to go out there and play with his guys, man. I really like to see that from CD, and I think that just kind of says a lot about this team. I know, again, that it hasn't always been pretty, but what we've seen from this team, even during the 5-game losing streak, is they've just been playing hard, been playing tough, and albeit not playing for much, they haven't quit on the season, haven't quit on the coaching staff. And I know I talked about that a couple of days ago, but CD's comments earlier today just kind of cemented that. And I love to see that. That just shows me that this team's mentality, while it's not where I think it needs to be, it's definitely a lot better. They've gotten a lot more mentally tough, I'd like to think, and even I think it's fair to say physically tough. They still have a lot of mental mistakes that they make, but I like their physical mentality. Their mental toughness has surely gotten better, and I'm happy to see that. But yeah, I know it's Thanksgiving's Eve. I'm sure everybody's getting ready for tomorrow's big day, but Cowboys have always been a big part of my day, man. So I'm excited to see what these Cowboys team can do against the New York Giants, who are having an even worse season than the Cowboys. And of course, I don't like to root for anybody to fail. Anytime you're somebody in your division's doing worse than you, that makes me happy. Now, if we can find a way to have the Eagles crash and burn like we saw them last year, that would be an early Christmas gift. All jokes aside, nice to see Saquon Barkley having the year that he's having. You hate to see him doing it in an Eagles uniform, but if you're a fantasy player like me, seeing him have success has been a lot of fun. And I know we just beat them, but seeing the Commanders turn things around, that's been fun to watch as well. You got to find something to root for while your team's not doing well. And while I'll never actively root for the Giants or the Commanders or the Eagles, surely it's just nice to see them. Nice to see some entertaining football. And I like, this NFC East is it's going to be tough, man. But when we have a guy like Dak, I think anything's possible. So maybe not this year, right? But maybe we can play spoiler and take the number one seed away from Philly, or make them have to play all their games, give them a tougher playoff schedule. Same thing for the Commanders. But that's all I've got for you guys tonight. Please, as always, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment. I'm Paul Ryan. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.